Let's bring back in our panel. Dennis, I'll start with you. You know, my thoughts as I was watching that was how quickly the news cycle changes and how this, already isn't one of our headlines.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, legally, it's up to the property owner to decide what to do with the property. But I will tell you, a memorial would be awesome as so long as its intended purpose is followed through. In other words, that we learn from it. What caused this collapse, this disaster? It's one thing about putting up memorials just for the sake of memorials, but if we don't learn from it, then what good is the memorial? It's going to be difficult to rebuild there and put new families in there. There's always going to be the black cloud hovering over there of that venue for what happened. It's just that if a memorial is placed there, then let's identify not only for the sanctity of the victims there, but let's also not forget how this happened and how it can be prevented so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and David, we already know just yesterday, another condo not far from this site has been deemed unsafe.
Yeah, well, I was born on that island. I live here in Florida. This is a major problem, right? The sea accelerates the decline of cement, right? And we see a lot of factors that cause this, right? And one of them is ground subsidence. The second might be the big shiny new tower next door. And three is just clear negligence. And unfortunately, that comes from the contractor, that comes from the HOA. But bottom line is that these people need help. And I don't think that any of the relief money should be used for anything except helping these families recover, because you can't really put a price on life. And a lot of people paid dearly the ultimate sacrifice for this negligence. Yeah. So I think you can have both, right? The 9/11 memorial is on a site that is actively used every day. That's the Oculus in New York, as you would know, Heather, as well as One World Trade. So I don't really feel like these are competing mandates.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. And just finally to wrap it up, Stacey.
I agree with the congressman that you have the ownership go. So what happens with the actual property site is really going to be left up to the owners of that site, and they're going to be the final decision makers. I don't think now is the proper time to make a final decision because everything is still so fresh. People are still mourning. Family members have not yet received full closure with one additional person yet to be identified. So, it's interesting for us to have a discussion, but the decisions about what happens there are best made at the local level, closest to those who are impacted and those who will be in that space on a daily basis. The adjacent condos, those buildings will have interest in what happens there. A memorial could certainly be a part of the new structure or the new beginning there. But I just want to caution people because in the future, we'll be looking for signs of hope, signs of a new beginning. And that is possible. We just have to give everyone there and ourselves a time to heal. We need time to now have time to make the final decision.
And to not forget all those first responders that just spent all of those days and days and hours just hoping to find any survivors, even after the chance was really slim to none, and they would not leave. They stayed there. Thank you very much, panel.